media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television. From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things and makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Is already out, and then who would have believed that Arsenal would have been in this position? Nobody did see that coming, beating the Santiago Bernabeu people regardless of the remontada and the rest of that, beating them home and away. Congratulations to Mikel Arteta and his team. And also Inter Milan not conceding a lot of goals this time around. We needed to start our show with bringing you that very one where they got past Bayern Munich, even though on aggregate you can say yes, they are the top side, and it was a great result in San Siro. Elsewhere, another side again in Barcelona, you look at what's going on. Hansi Flick with the Lions is really working. Paris Saint-Germain, that very coach, you know the name. What more can we say about Luis Enrique and his team? But again, hello and welcome to another beautiful episode on Voice of the People Television. This is the weekend kickoff show, and it's a very beautiful Saturday morning in the city of Lagos. And then welcome so we can talk. I remain your host. My name is Kitty K, but with me in the studio today, he'll be joining us virtually, and that's the man from the Netherlands. His name is Henry, and I'll be wrapping up the major dramas that occurred in the sporting world over the week. And you know, a whole lot to be talked about during the weekend, and that's why it's Saturday, and that's why we are here, so we can talk this through. And also, the Super Eagles, what about the news about the Super Eagles making it to the World Cup? A lot of players are promising us tickets, like they can actually get to give us that very one, but time will tell. Yes, my name is Kizzy K again. Let's go, let's get started. Now, we start with the first one where we see the story about what's going on. 19 out of 4 Super Eagles remain Nigeria's best team ever. And that's coming from Sunday Olise. Former Super Eagles midfielder Sunday Olise has declared that the 19 out of 4 Nigerian national team remains the greatest the country has ever produced. Olise, who was part of the iconic squad, highlighted the achievement, winning the 19 out of 4 Cup of Nations and reaching the round of 16 at the 19 out of 4 World Cup, narrowly losing 2-1 to Italy. Roberto Baggio's side, many of the players went also on this very one. Many of the players also went on to win the gold at the 19 out of 6 Olympic Games. Now, if you look at this, you will see it's about the structure. Now, talking on this very one, on this former, let's say, formerly known as Twitter, Odisha stated that with all due respect, he said, with all due respect, no team collectively or individually to date has come close to what the 19 out of 4 team players achieved for the club and country. And that's about Sunday Olise. He's apologetic about the very one. Let me get that one full. I like to see that we're on full. Let's get it full. Let me see if I can get on this, guys. Yes, looking at this list, well, this is like an interview on me. Can I actually call the names of these guys from the start? Let me see. Okay, let me start with the goalkeeper. Let me start with Peter Rufai. That's Chiliwano. Finidi George, Augustine Guavo, Samson Sia, Ucho Kichoko, coming down just close to the keeper down, Daniel Amokachi. That's Ben Iroha. Yeah, I think it's Ben Iroha. Sunday Olise, Emmanuel Amonike, and then Rashidi Yakini, who is late today. Yes, that's the squad. And then, do you think Sunday Olise have said it all right? Do you believe Sunday Olise said it all good? Do you believe that what he's saying is making sense? I have my opinion on the show, and I'll tell you. Let's get it back to me. before we connect now. Henry, we're telling us what to make about this very one that we talk about the point deduction South African news. Sunday Lisa you have on your screen, Henry. Good morning, great to have you join us this day. Welcome to the weekend kickoff. Are you doing all right?
Good morning, Kizzy. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, great.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, great to have you, Henry, on the show today. I was going to ask you how it's the Netherlands, but it's not me because right now there's a whole lot going on in Nigerian football system. Let me ask you this. 1994 set. We know about the first Nations Cup that we won, 1980 Nations Cup. I wasn't born then, so truth be told. We saw that very Nations Cup. It went so well. The likes of Best are getting based late today. Late Christian Chukwu, the captain of the side. What's the name of this guy? Felix Owolabi, Shego Digbami, Amesa Maka, Adoke, that's the name. All of these guys, legends of the game. I mean, they should be in their 70s now, although we have lost some of them. Now, we bring it back to 1994. The structure is there. You begin to see 1980, then 1994. You can see it wasn't so long, and the Super Eagles clinched on this. Now, for Sondo Lise to open mouth, they talk this thing. I'm not going to blame him. You need to recall that Nigeria was number 5 in the world. So, which time are we ever going to get to that space? So, if he's coming to say, I don't really think he owes anybody apologies because I think I'm giving him the support. That structure started. We saw now some of that. Okay, let's get it full. I think this works for me. Let me go with the list. Let's get it full. Now, this you have on your screen. Now, let me talk about those who were part of the Olympics in this just lineup, even though many of them joined later on. The number 5 man, Okichukwu, was part of the Olympics. No, Igama did not go for that Olympic. It was Mobi Parako. Finidi George, Amonike, Amokachi, Sunday Olise. Now, that's 96 score. Now, 1994, you have 95 in between, 96. Now, we know what happened for the World Cup in between that we had the South Africa, Abasha story, blah, 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 whatever. Then, 98, again, we had the World Cup, that beautiful goal from Rashid Yakini against Spain was nice, that flick. Then aside that, we got to start moving up. Now, Henry, would you fault Sunday Olise for saying that the 1994 squad remains to be the best, greatest, because the man who was managing them, with all due respect, best foreign coach Nigeria has ever employed, and that's Clemens Hendrik Westerhoff, the Dutchman.
For me, I feel like Sunday Olise is not being sentimental. He's stating facts. And look, let's look at it the way you just said.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was not able to watch the 94 team because, I've seen videos on YouTube, but there's no time like the present. Let me just do a little comparison between the 80 team and 94 team, because that's where you're tilting towards. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
See, for example,
in voice no clear. You know clear. And
did you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
The 80s team won the AFCON, so did the 94 Indonesia. Yeah?
Right.
Now, the 80s team did not appear in the World Cup, but in 1994, the 94 team did.
Yeah.
Where they reached the round of 16 and were knocked out by Italy, who eventually got to the finals. Now, we don't have the 90s team, the 80s team, there's no Olympic medal, but in 96, we saw that the core of that 94 team got an Olympic medal.
Yeah.
And in the 94 team, we were rated 5th in the world, which is the highest ever for an African team.
Yes.
So when he's talking, he's not just being sentimental, saying because we have a team that boosted the likes of Rashidi Yekini, Jeju Okocha, Finidi George, Amunike. So the thing for me is they did not just put us on the continental stage. They brought us. There was exposure to the world stage that Nigeria is fearless. That 94 team. Look at our performance against Argentina, against Bulgaria, against Italy. So for me, he's speaking facts. That's just it for me.
He's speaking of
I
facts.
respect the 1980 team because for us they put us on the continental stage, but 94 team put us on the global stage.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Henry, who would you say is Nigerian greatest player of all time for you?
Woo. Greatest player
of all time.
for me would be the likes of
You got you stuttering. What are you thinking? Should I help you with some of the players? You know them all.
For me, I always admire. It's personal. For me, I admire the likes of Rashidi Yekini because of the passion they put into the game.
No, I know.
That is it for
Are you
me.
talking about the set? Tell me, can you single out one player who
No,
you
I'm
say?
talking about the player. I'm
Okay,
talking
yes.
about the player.
Okay.
Rashidi Yekini for me because of the passion he put into the game. You know, everyone has their own different opinion, but in my opinion, as of now, he's still my best player ever for wearing the Nigerian shirt. And I get the likes of Jejo Kocha with the flair, Kano Wanko, but for me, it's going to be Rashidi.
Okay, Rashidi all the way. Late Rashidi Yakini, of blessed memory. All right, let's go off that one and talk about the FIFA point. Former South African national team captain Itumeleng Kone has demanded the dismissal of those responsible for the costly error of fielding an ineligible player during the World Cup qualifier against Lesotho. Now, the blunder, talk about the second story on the spot now, which involved Teboho Mokoena, who had accumulated 2 yellow cards prior to the match, could see South Africa lose 2-0 win and face an additional 3-point deduction. This development threatens their lead in the group, narrowing the gap with rivals Rwanda and Nigeria. Kone, speaking with Soccer Laduma, expressed frustration, recalling a similar administrative failure in the past during an AFCON qualifier. He recounted how the team wrongly celebrated qualification due to a missed email about tiebreaker rules. Now, as a federation, he said he should request such clarification upfront. He said we, the players, should know, sorry about that one, before stepping onto the field if something like this could happen. And he said this emotionally. Now, the point deduction could have major implications for South Africa on their hopes for the 2026 World Cup qualifying scenario. Now, Henry, on your screen, actually, that's the Boho Mokoena with Fisayo Dele Bashiru battling it out in one of the games. But let's talk about this point deduction. How would they have made that mistake? Like, anyhow you want to say it, would favor Nigeria if they can handle it. Would there be point deduction? Of course, there should be. But it takes time. The last one that happened during the 2018, Shehu Abdullahi, the Super Eagles player, who got on that very one, we know the story. After that match, whatever, it took time. Now, sometimes it takes a month, sometimes 2 or 3 about. But now on the part where we are talking about the Boho Mokoena, the South African people have faulted. Now, it's not about Lesotho saying they are dropping their compliance and the rest of that. Nigerians are really looking at this one. And then the South African media is saying a whole lot of what they are saying. Nigeria people, why not carry this matter for head? May not hustle in our own reach that place. But with that being said, whether they talk or they don't talk, that's a rule governing the game, and that's the world of FIFA. Now, that point deduction would come to play. Now, when it happens, let's buy our calculators. They will be 10 points. Rwanda, Benin Republic will be 8. While Super Eagles will be 7. So, Super Eagles are hoping that when they go to South Africa, they will win. But before then, I will fair win Rwanda. Are you seeing how this is work? Because if they do me like, say, me not go be like, say, everything can't work in our favor. At the end of the day, we can't drop. But every time people are talking about it, now, Celestine Babayaro, ex-Super Eagles player, has come to say as well that point deduction is an advantage to the Super Eagles. But the question is, can they measure? Can they handle it? Can they take it by the horn and then take us to the World Cup, just maybe?
I've always said that as Nigerian fans, our focus should not even be on South Africa. Our focus should be on winning our next match. Yeah.
Right.
But however, there is a deeper issue that needs to be considered here, and that is poor management by the South African FA.
It was the poor management, right?
It's poor management by the South African SA, and this is an embarrassment now. Come on.
Yeah.
See, South Africa could lose a crucial World Cup qualifying point over a basic. This is a basic administrative error, like Cunha said.
Yeah.
This is not the first time they are making this mistake. Why is it that in our African FAs, because we see what do you call it, our NFF, because that's always our first point of reference.
Yeah.
We see them making mistakes. We see poor management. There's negligence everywhere. Now, how the painful part, yeah? And I sympathize with South African fans and players because the players put in that hard work on the field to make sure they gain that point, and that point will be deducted because of someone's or a body's negligence and incompetence.
Right.
So yeah, I understand their frustration, but yeah, there are rules governing the game. So I'm going to employ our African FAs, all of them, both South Africa, Nigeria, Egypt, Morocco. You guys need to do better.
That's like an advantage or question and adage to the African shows. Okay, let's see how that goes. But anyway, any which way, we wait to see how it tends to favor. How does it even favor Nigeria? How?
It does favor Nigeria because right now we are looking at qualifying. And South Africa is looking like a big mountain to get to at the moment. So if they can just reduce the tip of that mountain a little bit, we'll be able to climb.
Why is it not an advantage to Rwanda and Benin Republic? They are 8 points. Nigeria is just 1 point adrift. We trail.
Look, Kizzy, I'm speaking here based on the fact that I need the Super Eagles to qualify. I'm begging them to qualify. Because I want to go and watch the World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's an advantage to every country on that group, not just Nigeria, if I'm being honest. But we are looking at it that for the fact that we want Nigeria to win every game, so we are considering it to be a huge advantage to the Super Eagles.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I don't see us beating South Africa, and I keep on repeating this.
You don't see Nigeria beating South Africa?
I don't see Nigeria beating South Africa.
Okay, let me take it from you, Henry. Now let's go to the next one. Now, transfer news. Sevilla, sporting director Victor Orta has admitted that signing Super Eagles striker Kelechi Iheanacho was a big mistake. Now, Iheanacho joined on the free transfer but failed to impress and was loaned to Middlesbrough after 6 months. Orta called the move a gamble that didn't work out until the club is analyzing what went wrong. Now, Iheanacho had a very bad outing with Sevilla. Even this picture when they put for you, never in the airport because he looks like a frustrated man on that one. But let's talk about it without due respect. Henry Iheanacho is really doing well for Middlesbrough right now under your own man. You like Carrick. You watch Michael Carrick play, very, very big register. You know, Carrick is this. Carrick, if you watch Busquets, they almost have the same kind of gameplay. I like to watch Carrick play. But now he's doing the managing job, and you know how it works. Before he left Man United, he was doing magic. Before, what's his name? Ruben Israel left United, was also doing some magic. And he like saying, now when they give them a chance to do interim job, they will show their small self. But tell me about this man you have on your screen. He was a lot of potential player we saw in the past. What changed? What happened to Iheanacho?
I'm one of those people who called for Iheanacho not to be called up to the Super Eagles team.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to say that I find it to be harsh the way, what's this guy's name? The director for Sevilla is coming out to...
Orta.
Right. I find it harsh the way he's coming out to criticize him publicly. Look, Iheanacho's move to Sevilla it always felt risky, you know? His inconsistency at Leicester hinted at a deeper issue. There was lack of confidence, adaptability, or even, let's call it tactical fit.
Right.
That he was not tactically fit. Now, before he joined, Sevilla were already unstable. And it felt like he was never really given that chance to shine, the chance that he got at Man City. We never really saw it in Sevilla. You get?
Yeah, true.
And so for him to come out publicly and criticize him and say that that Sevilla regrets signing him, it's very harsh now. Come on. And you look, Kizzy, I like the fact that right now in Middlesbrough, he's doing what he can for Michael Carrick.
Yeah.
So let's see if all these things I've mentioned, like confidence, everything, if he can gain it back, because this guy is a very talented player.
Yeah.
To me right now in that Nigerian team, he's someone you can compare to a Bruno Fernandes type of player because of the passes that he makes.
Yeah, he has a very good passing of the ball, right?
Yes, he's someone who can make that 40-yard pass for us. So if he can gain his confidence back right now, it will be a good addition, both to himself as a player first, because you have to first benefit yourself before we look at benefiting the Super Eagles.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say on that.
But do you need him back in the national team? Do we need him?
Look, we have players like Cristiano Ronaldo at 40 still playing. Iheanacho is not that old yet. So if he can perform, why not?
He can perform. All right, so let's talk about Otto Okonkwo. West Ham goalkeeper Otto Okonkwo recorded his 17th clean sheet of the season, making him the top shot stopper in English League One side, or League One side, better word. I'm used to the French words. Now, the 23-year-old, formerly with Arsenal, has impressed with consistent performances, conceding just 25 goals in 33 matches. I'm sorry if I say conceding just, that's not just anyways. 25 goals in 33 matches, not really a good one for me, just for me personally. Now, his form has caught the attention of Super Eagles coach Eric Chelle, who plans to meet with him during the tournament in England that will play the GTEC Stadium, the Brentford game, that's the Unity Cup Brentford Stadium. Though Okonkwo, as I call him, has played for England at youth level, he remains eligible to play for Nigeria and is open to rejoining the Super Eagles. Henry, if there's anything to talk about it, Super Eagles goalkeeping department, let's be factual, let's be sincere. Nwabali has manned this one very well, but he needs competition. This man, is he young? So he is too young to be given an opportunity in the national team, even though, you know what England does now, they connect all these boys, they hold them very well. But is he too young? I'm just saying.
He's not young. He's not young. He's 23. At 23, he's no longer a kid.
Right.
See, Okonkwo's rise at Wrexham is, to me, it's one of the things I consider as one of the most exciting things happening right now for our goalkeeping department.
Right.
You get? This season alone, he has 17 clean sheets in a single season. And you know, that league, is it championship, right?
Right, the championship, right.
He's playing at the championship with Wrexham.
Yeah.
And we've seen how Wrexham have been rising since the takeover by what's this guy's name? The actor of Deadpool,
the British, yeah.
Reynolds.
British. Yeah.
Yeah, the Reynolds. We've seen how Wrexham have been growing, and it looks like he's also growing together with the team, because Kizzy, championship is not an easy league.
Yeah, very tough league as well. Very.
It's a very tough league.
Competitive, I see, yeah.
League.
Right. I'm very fast.
And exactly. It's a league where goalkeepers are constantly being tested, both aerially and under pressure.
Shots from everywhere.
And they tell you, championship is not an. We've seen teams in the Premier League who get relegated to championship. 10 years later, they are not able to come back to the Premier League. It's not because they don't have the funds. Right. It's because that league not be anybody made to. Now league where they for now where they go get your leg dirty. Look, see, yeah. The most important thing for me, yeah, is that he's someone who has already been to the Arsenal Academy.
Yeah.
So he has that tactical foundation, and for him to play for Arsenal, yeah, he has that big club mentality. So bring on whatever pressure you want to throw at him at the Super Eagles. I feel like he'll be able to handle that pressure.
Okay.
So
all right. Yeah.
Bring him, Kizzy.
We need him
to support Nwabali. It will be a perfect fit for us.
Okay, so let's talk about the part where we saw a news that is really out there, not really a good one. Victor Osimhen, not the top striker, expert. His name is Turkish football journalist. Everybody's name is Sam Dizda has also warned Galatasaray not to break the bank to sign Victor Osimhen, as the Nigerian is not a top 5 strikers in the world. And he's saying they don't need to spend. He said Osimhen is good, but let's look at how much is coming into the league. How much? Why would they break the bank? Because Galatasaray are wanting to go they want to go gaga for Osimhen. They want to keep Osimhen down. But this man, now Turkish person, and maybe they might listen to him. And he's saying Osimhen is not worth breaking the bank for, and also not among the top 5 strikers in the world. Let me even tell you, if I think about top 5 strikers in the world, It's actually a lot to talk about, but I just don't see at this point why I would not add Victor Osimhen. I'm sorry to say, but that's what it is. Tell me.
Look, I'm quite speechless because this expert. Look, I saw this story a few days ago. I was just going through and I saw the story. I took my time to actually read the story. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just feels like he's looking for controversy.
It feels like
It seems like
it feels like so, right?
yeah, it feels like he's just looking for clickbait. He's just clickbaiting people. Because how can you tell me that Osimhen is not a top striker? Look at what he's doing in Galatasaray. Come on now, and I can't even be angry at him because this is just it's just normal that we see these people underestimating our African strikers, especially when they are at the top of their games.
Mm.
For a player who is being sought after by many clubs in Europe. The reason why Osimhen is not in a big club right now was because Napoli was asking for a ridiculous price for
Yeah.
him. If not, Osimhen will be in a very top club.
Mm.
Look, for this guy that's talking that's saying the Turkish league does not make that much money. He's right because Galatasaray is considered a big team in Europe in Turkey,
Yeah.
and their highest spend is 18 million. So breaking the bank for 55 million or 70 million, whatever, he's right in that aspect that is high, but doesn't mean that the player is not a top striker. It just means that your club or your league is broke.
Mm.
That is what it means. So he should not bring his sentiment close to our African players. Please leave them for us like that. They will go to big clubs. Even so, I don't even think Osimhen wants to even continue in the Turkish league. What is he
Okay.
enjoying there?
All
Let him
right.
come to Premier League.
Okay,
Jerry.
that's what's up. Now, Henry, quickly before we go on a break, I'd like to check. When I wrote you on WhatsApp, was it last night when we were talking? I mean, I think it's just check your WhatsApp. You're still there. You see what I'm saying? You're still there. Now, quickly, let me tell you. Now, you see, there's a news about transfer about Juventus wanting Lookman for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. Henry, now check it out. Now, Super Eagles striker Deborah Lookman could feature in the 2025 edition of the FIFA Club World Cup. Now, Ademola, like I call him, the African best man. The tournament is scheduled for the United States from June 14 to July 13, 2025, as it's planned to be the first under an expanded format with 32 teams, including the winner of the 4 previous Continental Championship. We go sweet. Now, VOP TV Sports gathered that Juventus are dreaming and are keen on having Lookman and Sandro Tonali in the squad when the FIFA Club World Cup starts. I like Sandro Tonali, you might not lie. I like him so much. Like, I'm a big fan of Sandro. When he had the betting scandal talk, I was so upset. Now, when you watch Newcastle play, you see how bonded Eddie Howe has done it. The question is, Eddie, how did you do it? Bruno came over, Joe Linton, talk about my Tonali, Sandro Tonali. These guys are very great to watch in the game. Now, you see them up front. That's the Murphy. We they find out one time never today. They one side, they Ben on one side. That's Harvey Barnes. Now, I think it's Anthony Gordon's playing from the bench. Now, if World Cup now tomorrow, if you not go World Cup, because Barnes is on fire. And that's how coaching works. If this man is on this game, let him get starts. Now, Harvey Barnes, Alexander Isak, Murphy, that's how I like to play. Now, sometimes you go back to the defense line, Trippier, Shah, Longstaff. They've got a quality team. But they might be losing Tonali. Now, let's talk about my man, Lookman. See, you not go too hard down. Now, just switch. And I guess he'll be a very big starter. I don't think if he plays in the Italian league, I don't think he can find himself in any of the leagues in the Serie A, any of the club side that he won't get a start. Now, they know him well, they fear him well, they acknowledge his game stay. But would you love a Lookman to make a move and say yes? Because as they look the clubs that they find Lookman, they're not too plenty like that. Paris Saint-Germain are not going to block everywhere. Bacola did it, Desiree Doué. Those ones are not the year was, so there's no way. Now, let's be logical and be factual. Where is the better position, better place for Lookman? If a club like Juve, you know how big they are, the old ladies are coming, the Black Canaries are wanting to sign in Ademola Lookman. Should he say no or possibly wait for a good club because I'm done with the Lades and I feel like he can't he can't continue with Imperial Gasparini and his team? Lookman, tell me, FIFA Club World Cup is big.
Look, hearing that Juventus wants Lookman for the FIFA 2025 World Cup,
Right.
it's both exciting and well deserved actually. Because guy, this guy has been cooking in Europe and he's been doing it quietly. So it's high time that a top club like Juve took notice because he's doing it in their league. You get see so far Ademola Lookman has 13 goals, 7 assists.
Right.
He has created 41 chances, 61 dribbles completed, and in every game you expect at least 1.7 to 2 key passes.
Right.
You know, so for Juve, this is not just winger padding. You know, they are not just padding their wings because this guy is someone who is delivering in
Yeah.
clutch moments. Actually, look, the thing is that Lookman, for me, he has matured into a more clinical player. He has matured into a forward who has a high IQ. You know, he
Yeah.
knows when to play across lines. He knows when to dribble. He knows when to press. He's a sharp guy. Now sharp guy where he be now. He's direct.
Yeah.
Technically, he's a see to me, Lookman is a complete player. So for Juve to add him along with the likes of Tonali, it shows that they are planning for depth.
Right.
They are planning for balance and versatility. You get, and more importantly for me, this I'm going to leave it here. More importantly for me, yeah, if this happens, it's great for the Super Eagles Global stock to see that our player is featuring in FIFA Club World Cup. So for the Super Eagles, it's going to it's a confidence booster both for the players and for the Super Eagles that if a player can play there, we can do anything now.
Lookman is good to go. You mean Lookman is good to go?
And it's high time he left Atlanta anyway because the way this Gasperini and his management are treating our players, not in fact the Serie A, because we saw what happened with Osimhen. For me, I would have preferred a move outside the Serie A, but I feel like the old lady for now is a good fit.
All right. Okay, Henry, we're going on a quick break. When we return, the show continues. Please don't go anywhere. And also, you watching? Yes, we'll be back on the show to tell you more and then possible write-ups, give you some of the news still really out now, so you can know what's really going on. It's a very big weekend. This is the weekend kicker. My name is Kitty K. We'll be back very shortly. We won't be too long, but just in just a moment, we'll be back. Stay with us.
Waiting this up.
Waiting, well, like, what gone?
Like,
What gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, what gone?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know that, yeah. So
I don't know. Hey, this is easy.
Yeah, because it's like broken English, isn't it?
Wahala.
You even know
Trouble.
what that is. That's trouble.
Trouble.
Wahala de.
I do.
Wahala de. I don't want wahala.
I know wahala.
Wahala de. Come off the road.
Come off the road.
Nah. Come out for road.
Like, get out of here.
Get out the way. Like, just get out, move out the way, bro. K-leg. That means, that's like, I think it's giving like like making a situation worse. In Burna Boy, he says that in his song.
What does it mean?
I don't want nobody to get my like for this life I live. I think just to make something worse, I think. Oh, buddy, how you doing?
How you there?
You probably
How you
feel
there?
how you there is
How
like,
you there?
How are you?
Yeah.
What's up, like?
Waiting
this up.
Waiting, well, like, what gone?
Like, what gone? Yeah.
Yeah, what gone?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know that, yeah. So
I don't know. Hey, this is easy.
Yeah, because it's like broken English, isn't it?
Wahala.
You even know
Trouble.
what that is. That's trouble. Wahala de. Wahala de.
I do.
Wahala de. I don't want wahala.
I know wahala.
Wahala de. Come off the road.
Come off the road.
Nah. Come out for road.
Like, get out of here.
Get out the way. Like, just get out, move out the way, bro. K-leg, that means, that's like, I think he's giving like like making a situation worse. In Burna Boy, he says that in his song.
What does it mean?
I don't want nobody to get my matter K-leg for this life. I think just to make something.
Like I have to watch it over and over. I was just like I just watch and watch. I say, Burna Boy don't blow. Normally you don't find or make up an advert. See how they do that. See online and Yoruba boy because they convert what do they call him? Elanga, Anthony Elanga. Okay, let me sit up well on this very one because that's so big to see. See, play that video game. See, just play that video game. Let me bring it back. He was trying to tell waiting the sub. Come up for here. Like it's like broken English in it, and it's like just watch and small, we'll come back. I like him.
How you there?
How you there?
How you there?
How are you?
Yeah.
What's up, like?
Waiting
this up.
Like, what gone?
Like, what gone? Yeah.
What gone?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, this is easy.
Yeah, because it's like broken English, isn't it?
Wahala.
You even
Trouble.
know what that is. That's trouble. Wahala de.
Wahala de.
I don't want wahala.
I know wahala.
Wahala de. Come off the road.
Come off the road.
Come off the road.
Come up the road. Come
out for road.
Like, get out of here.
Get out the way. Like, just get out, move out the way, bro. K-leg, that means, that's like, I think he's giving like like making a situation worse. In Burna Boy, he says that in his song.
What does it mean?
I don't want nobody to get my matter K-leg.
Bring it back.
I think just to make something worse, I think.
Like he was singing the song and that part, that part where he felt like, I know this part, so this is the song, what is the song? K-leg, Burna Boy, big Nigerian superstar, Afrobeat, hip-hop, we can say a big star right here in Nigeria. We respect him a lot. But welcome back to the weekend kickoff show. Henry, you're still here with me on the sideline. Henry, I hope you really enjoyed. You enjoyed that very well. You saw online. Now you say Liverpool to the end t-shirt like this is how Nigerians are. Henry, for that aside, how Nigerians would they be in the Netherlands? How do they look? I mean, did they listen to our songs here? Our songs there.
I was teaching my colleague, Rema's Calm Down. She told me that she likes the song so much. I told her, do you actually understand what he's saying? She told me no. She doesn't understand what I told her. Look, it says, baby, calm down, calm down. She was like, oh, that makes sense,
But wait,
our songs...
Is it our beats? Now they have been our lyrics. Is it they make that they like our song?
It's the beats.
The beats, right?
Beats, the vibe. The vibe it gives. That's what they like about it. And it's everywhere. On the road, I've met people who ask me, oh, do you know Burna Boy? Do you know Davido? I'm like, yeah, I know them. I'm Nigerian as well,
You got it proud. You got it proud for Nigeria. See ya. All right.
Of course.
Okay, Henry, let's just go to the last part of it and let's quickly get on this one now. There's a news about La Liga. It's out there, still recovering from a heavy championship or Champions League loss to Arsenal. Real Madrid must shift focus to La Liga as the host Athletic Bilbao on Sunday, with fans expected to express their frustration at the Bernabeu. Madrid face pressure to perform. Kylian Mbappe is suspended and injured, while Vinicius Junior may come under fire despite scoring in the European title. Carlo Ancelotti, the coach, is under scrutiny as his team sits 4 points behind leaders Barcelona. Athletic Bilbao as well currently fought and eager to exploit Madrid's vulnerabilities, especially on the flanks, as the Spanish Giants fight to stay in a title race. And also, quickly, let me just go to the Premier League news. I asked you about this one. Now, in the Premier League news, Liverpool are on the brink of clinching the Premier League title and could seal it if this Sunday, just possibly, if they beat Leicester and Arsenal. Lose to Ipswich, who are fighting to avoid relegation. The Reds are under and Schlossard, and they are 13 points clear with 6 games left and just need 2 points to match Manchester United record of 20 top titles. That's what Man United don't want to see, that I know. But also, let's keep that aside. And also, club is on the news. But Henry, tell me about the Madrid 4. Let's talk about Madrid. How will Madrid go into a game on Sunday after that loss? No Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior. We talked about Carlos under the pressure to leave the club. How would they go in this very one?
This feels like first of all, I have to state this categorically. I'm neutral when it comes to La Liga. I'm just an observer.
Right.
Now, this Madrid versus Bilbao clash feels like a pressure cooker moment. You know what that is?
Yeah, true.
It's because when you look at the way that Madrid crashed out of the Champions League, remember I told you, Kizzy, I called you and I told you that see this Bernabeu, where they shout Bernabeu, Bernabeu. They go just for Bernabeu.
Yeah.
Look, especially with the way they crashed out, it's coming to me. It's now a reality check moment for Real Madrid. You know.
Yeah.
Looking at a game where they will not have Mbappe and Vinicius will be it's likely going to be isolated. If Bilbao watch the game against Arsenal, you will know how to isolate him. So for Madrid, this is now 9 minutes be this so.
Okay, down minute. Henry, we just have few seconds to go. Minutes better word. Club is very happy at Red Bull despite Real Madrid rumors agents are saying. Real Madrid are keen on Jurgen Klopp. If Carlo leaves, just speculations. Would you like to see this happen?
No disrespect to Carlo, because I consider him a very good manager. It's anyway for now it's still rumors. Yeah. I would like to see it happen. If Carlo leaves, I would like to see it happen because Klopp is someone who has shown that he can revive teams.
Okay.
He's a resistant coach. He knows how to build a team.
All right, Henry, you got a lot to talk about. Thank you so much for being part of the weekend kickoff. We can do this hopefully, from here to the next place. You know what we'll talk about. We do more. Thank you so much, Henry, for being part of the show. I really appreciate your time. And also, you explained to me, I think you do that for me on the radio. Tell me what you have up there, what it really means. But we'll talk about that later on. Thank you so much, Henry.
Safe.
All right. Okay, that's Henry from the Netherlands. That's the man. He was part of the show. But thank you so much. Before we wrap up today's show, I would like to take a moment to celebrate a very special person, my lovely sister Cynthia Ijoma. Today, she turns another year older, and I'm thrilled to wish her a happy birthday right here on Voice of People TV Lagos. To my dear sister, I wish you all of the best life has to offer. Love, happiness, good health, success. You are an amazing personality, and I'm grateful to have you in my life. Happy birthday, sister. May God just keep blessing you abundantly and grant you more grace in Jesus' name, and amen to that very prayer. To our audience in Lagos and beyond, Germany, wishing Cynthia a wonderful birthday. May her day be filled with joy, love, and celebration. I'll be seeing you when I return on Monday. My name is Kizzy Ken. I'm signing out safe.